Hello, my friends. Hello, my favorite people. How are you feeling? How are we doing? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to your new favorite place on the internet. My name is Bella, and I'm currently recovering from COVID. Yes, you heard that right. In the year of our Lord, 2025, I am now recovering from the dreaded C word. So I've been doing some quarantine. I've been feeling like absolute crap lately, but today is the first day where I'm like, maybe life is still worth living. So I really just want to make, the full use of this energy. And I really just want to talk to you guys about books today. Yeah, I need to nerd out, okay? I need to remember all of the things that make me happy. And one of the major things that brings me joy is books. Talking about books, discussing books, looking at books, touching books, enumerating books, making lists about books. It's all there. It's all related to books. And obviously, I want to take you guys along with me because I feel like this could be fun. We are about to embark on a journey where I show you every single book that is currently on my physical TBR. I think I've done a pretty good job at keeping everything a little bit balanced, like I don't have too many books on my TBR. I do have a couple, as you can see here, but it could be worse. It could totally be worse, as with everything in life, I guess. Before we get into the details and the specifics of every single book, I do want to mention just some numbers here and there so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. So in 2025, I have obtained a total of 82 books, and out of those 82 books, I've read over 50% of my physical TBR. And that's how I've kept it, considerably manageable in a sense. Over 30 books is not ideal in my world, but it's still more manageable than it could be. Or that it could be. What am I saying? Anyways, I've read over 50% of my physical TBR, and I have obtained a lot of new books. I think I'm doing a pretty good job at keeping my TBR controlled, but also exciting. And, I still have a bunch of books that I'm super excited to get to, and that I just cannot wait for all of the challenges that I'm going to be including them in. But I also want to mention most of these books that you see here I've acquired in 2025 because one of my reading goals for this year was to read all of the books that I have had since 2024. So I'm going to be starting with the books that I have had for the longest time, and we're going to be finishing up with the books that I have recently just acquired. This task made my heart warm. It made me so happy to do this and to think about talking about this with you guys. So I really do hope that you enjoy just us, just two bros, just us FaceTiming, and you have to hear me yap about all of the books on my physical TBR and how this small stack that you see here, these are the books that I have had since 2024. So these are the ones that I really need to be focusing on. And we do have one culprit here that I am not too proud that is still in this list, but we'll get to that in a second. So without further ado, welcome to my entire physical TBR. This is my 2024 pile. These are the books that I have owned since last year, and these are the ones that I really don't want to end 2025 with still having in my physical TBR. Obviously, the world is not going to implode if I don't read these books before the year is over, but I would just feel really, really good about it because I really have been wanting to read these books for a very long time. And I think that finally getting to them would feel satisfying, and I would also just be really happy by reading these books because I genuinely believe that they could be really good and I would really enjoy them. So the very first, this is very annoying. Is there somewhere that I can put this microphone? Because my fingers are just not, I think this could be just a tiny bit more comfortable. So let's see how this ends up working. But anyways, the very first book in this 2024 pile is Death Be Not Proud, written by John Gunther. I did start this book a very long while back, but I only read up until page 19. So I did also annotate a couple of phrases and passages, but I think just because of where I was in my life, mentally and emotionally, I knew that I wasn't going to enjoy this book as much as I could. So I did put it down and I did add it back into my TBR because I just knew that if I kept on reading it when I was not going to, appreciate the entire reading experience. So this book was sent to me by Brittany, and she says that I would really enjoy this, but it is a very emotional story. And I mean, it's not a really happy one because this is a father talking or writing about his experience losing his son to cancer. This deeply moving book is a father's memoir of a brave, intelligent, and spirited boy. I mean, honestly, this sounds like it's going to tear me to pieces, but in the most beautiful sense of the word. And because of that, I just knew that I need to save this for when I'm feeling like I want to read an emotional memoir and an emotional letter from a father to his son. Like, I want to hold space for this book. And I knew that when I first picked it up, I wasn't doing that. So yeah, Death Be Not Proud. I really want to read it, but that is true with all of these books. So I may not repeat it, so constantly so you guys don't get tired. But anyways, moving on. Next up, we have The Raven Tower, written by Ann Leckie, and this one was a gift from Bente. I've been saying that I was going to pick up this book for the longest time. Literally an entire year has gone by and I still have not picked this up. And that's not because I'm not interested. That's not because I don't have time. I guess I'm just not, I haven't been in the mood to pick this one up. I have had other priorities, unfortunately, but I remember when I first got it, I was so excited because Bente is the kind of reader that I really admire, and I feel like she has a really cool taste in books, and maybe we don't like the same type of books, maybe we don't agree in all of the books that we've read, but I do believe that she has incredible reading taste, and that's why when she personally sent me a book to read, and she says that this is one of the ones that she's really enjoyed. It's a fantasy. I feel like you can't go wrong, okay? You can't go wrong. It's Bente certified. It's a fantasy book. I feel like all of the elements for me to enjoy this are right here. Genuinely no reason for me to not have read this in an entire year. I do love how big the font is. It is huge, and I really appreciate that. I love that for myself. So again, very excited to read this. I just don't know when I'll do it. Also, if you see any books that you've read yourselves and you think I would really enjoy, please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to kind of work on a priority list and try to organize these by the ones that I have to read immediately and the ones that maybe I can wait a couple of more months. This is definitely going to be a group effort. I need your help, and I would really appreciate some advice and some recommendations. So there we go. Let's continue. The next book on the 2024 list is Uncanny, written by Junji Ito. And this one I have specifically left for October, which is literally next month. It's crazy. It's wild. I cannot believe that we are now living the Burr months, September, October, November. We have entered my months. I love these last 4 months of the year. And honestly, the first 6, 7, 8 months of 2025 have not been the best for me. But I have a feeling I really don't want to jinx it, but I do feel like these last 4 months are going to be the best. So my October TBR is going to be stocked to the brim with fantastic horror books, maybe even science fiction, some fantasy, dark academia, and this one is definitely going to be included because obviously it's Junji Ito. That is the only place where I can put this book. So I have intentionally waited a long time for me to be able to read this book, and I have no regrets. I'm still excited, just as excited as I was when I first got this, so I can't wait for it to be October, honestly. Next up, we have Remnants of Filth. This is volume 2. I read volume 1, I think, last year, and I immediately ordered, not immediately, but in the span of 2 months, I ordered the second volume because I really enjoyed the story and I wanted to continue. And for some reason, I did not continue. I think because I was also reading Grandmaster, and that definitely took priority over Remnants of Filth. But now that I finished Grandmaster, and now that I'm currently not reading any other Don May series, I think I'm going to be prioritizing this one because I already have volume 2. I've heard incredible things both about this author and this series, so I have no reason or excuse to not continue this series. I definitely need to read it before I start forgetting the details, which I may or may not have already started doing, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the fact that I am very excited to read this. I haven't read a Danmei novel in the longest time, and I remember having so much fun when I read them, so yeah, maybe this is going on a reading challenge. Who knows? Oh god. Okay, we're getting into the books that, yeah, like we're getting into the classics, we're getting into the books that intimidate me, we're getting into some longer books, and the reason that I haven't read them is I've been scared. I'm a scaredy cat. Yeah. Those are all the reasons. The first one is, I mean, this next one needs no introduction, truly. This is Don Quixote, written by Cervantes. Just look at the sheer size of this bad boy. That is criminal. That is... that is so much. That is so much text. And the font size isn't even big. He just had that much to say. He really did. This has over 980 pages. And you may say that, yeah, I have read Anna Karenina. I've read War and Peace. I read The Count of Monte Cristo. Hello. I read The Count of Monte Cristo. All of those books have over 900 pages. And I did well. I even enjoyed those books. One of those is actually one of my all-time favorite books. Bella, why are you still scared by long books? Why are you still scared by, timeless classics? Like, you've read some before, you can do more again. I understand the logic, but that doesn't stop me from being afraid. And it's not like I'm literally afraid of an inanimate object. It's more so I'm afraid that I'm not up to the task, which I have always proven that fear wrong. But that doesn't stop that fear from popping back up every now and again whenever I want to face another classic. It's just I constantly have to battle myself, and I guess that's just the human condition. But yeah, this is another book that I have been dying to get into. I even promised a friend of mine, Kel, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. I even promised my friend Kel that we would buddy read this together starting January 2025. It's been 7 months and it's just been crickets. So Kel, thank you for being so understanding. On it, I don't have plans to read this in September, because September I do have another couple of books that I want to focus more on. So maybe November, but also how long is this going to take me? I just don't know. I don't know. And I don't want to force it either. Like, I'm not really feeling reading Don Quixote right now, because I know it's like this fantastical story about this man that has these delusions of grandeur, and yeah, he has like this companion and they go on adventures that aren't really adventures, but inside his mind they are. And maybe I need a little bit of that in my life. Maybe I need to be a little bit more delusional, because Delulu is the Salulu apparently. I need to build up to this one, okay? I don't think I'm quite here yet. I'm definitely more so on the Divine Comedy. I am very sad that the Divine Comedy is here. Now listen, I was very, very close to my goal of finishing the Divine Comedy before August ended. Literally, look at this. I had so little left. It was happening. It was going to happen. And then I got COVID. And then I literally was not a person for 3 days. Literally the last 3 days that I needed to finish the Divine Comedy in time. So obviously I'm trying not to be too hard on myself, because this was literally out of my control, and I'm trying to let go of things that I cannot control. Yeah, I didn't finish the Divine Comedy when I wanted to, but also I've been enjoying the Divine Comedy. I'm currently in Paradise, and I'm definitely going to be finishing it now in September, and you will be getting my entire thoughts on my reading experience and what I thought of it. This is how it's looking so far. It's definitely been a journey. It's been an experience. I miss Virgil, and that's all I'm going to say for now. Another pretty important classic that we have in my 2024 list is The Three Musketeers. This is a book that I almost forgot that was in my TBR, because it's been in my room, but like in a stack of books. that I don't see a lot. Like, I don't really pan my eyes towards that corner of my room. So I almost forgot that I still haven't read The Three Musketeers, even though I was so excited to. And it was even in my room because I was planning on starting it, and then I just forgot. So that's totally on me. I should have paid more attention to my surroundings. And I am very, very excited to read The Three Musketeers. I just don't know when that is going to happen because I just have so many other reading plans in the near future, and I forgot to take this one into consideration. Three Musketeers is another novel written by Alexandre Dumas, which is the author, of course, of The Count of Monte Cristo, which I seem to be mentioning every chance that I can get because I miss reading The Count of Monte Cristo. I miss my life when I was first reading The Count of Monte Cristo. I was literally in Asia. I was buddy reading it with some close friends of mine, and I was having the best time of my life. So I miss The Count of Monte Cristo. And because of that, I kind of want to be connected to him in some way. So that's why I really want to read The Three Musketeers, but probably not in the foreseeable future. And by the foreseeable future, I mean definitely not in September. But I mean, who knows? Because life at this point has thrown me so many plot twists. Watch me, I mean, that's impossible, but like watch me finish all of this before November. I don't even know. Like, I just don't know. You have to be prepared for literally anything. So there we go, The Three Musketeers. The last book that I acquired in 2024 is this beautiful edition of the poems of Sylvia Plath that also includes the bell jar. Can we just take a moment of silence to appreciate the beauty of this edition? I'm even going to put the microphone down. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, stunning. Look at this. It's just stunning. This is one of those books that I don't really want to read in one sitting since it is a collection of Plath's poems. I feel like this is one of those books that you can just read from time to time, maybe a handful of poems one day, a handful of poems another day. You know, this one you don't rush. This one you appreciate it. No matter how long it takes. No reading plans for this one. It's just kind of like appreciating every little poem that I read every now and again. Moving on to the books that I have acquired ever since 2025 started, we're starting off very strong. We have Frankenstein, the 1818 text, which is Mary Shelley's original text, the uncensored version. I have never read the original. I have only read the edited one. And this is another one of those books where I have intentionally left until now because I really want to read this in November. I really want to read this in October. I feel, again, Frankenstein is the original Gothic novel, and it's one of the first books that I read of that genre. It has had such an impact in my life. I read it so long ago. I really feel like this deserves a reread. This deserves an in-depth analysis, annotation tour, literally everything, the whole shebang. And I want to do all of that in October. So I have, again, specifically left this for October because October is the month to read Frankenstein. And also the adaptation of Guillermo del Toro is coming out in October, I think. November, maybe? I'm not sure. Late October, early November. It's just perfect because I can read this and then I can watch the movie and then I can annoy my boyfriend with all of the differences that I'll be finding. And literally in the middle of the movie, I'll just be like, that didn't happen in the book. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm one of those people. Sometimes I just say it in my mind, but if I have a lot of confianza contigo, then I'll just be like, I'll just say everything that passes through my mind. It's not even like an entire thought. It's just words and I'll say them. I literally have no filter when I'm with those who I love. So yeah, Frankenstein, the 1818 text, but we do have another edition of Frankenstein. It is this edition. Oh my goodness. It is one of the most gorgeous Frankenstein editions that I own. It's, oh, look at those edges. Like, come on now. How is that real? And I also just feel like it's the perfect time for me to reread Frankenstein because I have just recently read Paradise Lost, and I'm currently reading The Divine Comedy, and obviously by the time that I read these two, I will have read and finished The Divine Comedy. And I know that there are a lot of references to, more specifically, Paradise Lost than The Divine Comedy, but I feel like I can still find a couple of comparisons and references to those two major works of literature in Frankenstein, because I know that Mary Shelley loved both Paradise Lost and maybe Divine Comedy. I actually never heard her. Obviously, I didn't hear her because we do not live in the same timeline, but like I have never seen any quotes from her speaking about the Divine Comedy, but I have definitely seen her, not seen her, but like read. You know what? I feel like you understand what I'm trying to say, so I'm going to stop digging myself a hole. The point is, I'm really excited to find the similarities and references and maybe, I don't know, hidden messages inside of Frankenstein that I didn't catch the first time because I hadn't read Paradise Lost. So I am very excited about list. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Anyways, next up we have these two books that are both by Cat Sebastian, and it's We Could Be So Good and You Should Be So Lucky. These were sent to me as a gift, and I have never read anything by Cat Sebastian, but by the reaction that you guys had when I first unboxed these, I feel like I'm really going to enjoy their work. I feel like it sounds right up my alley. It's like historical romance, the queen of queer historical romance. She never disappoints. It's emotional, slow burn, grumpy sunshine. Like, it just sounds perfect. I haven't read a romance novel in the longest time, it feels like, so I'm really excited to get to these. But I also said that when I first got these. So literally, what is my excuse for not picking these books up? I don't know what's my excuse. I don't have an excuse. I really just need to sit down and pick these books up because I know that I'm going to enjoy them. I know that they're going to be so fun and they're going to take me out of my own reality, which I really need right now. So I need to stop being my own worst enemy and just pick these books up. Like, stop overthinking it. Stop thinking that you have no time. Just pick these up and lose yourself in the books. I'm talking to myself at this point. But yeah, these two books I have been wanting to read for so long, and I am definitely in the mood for romance. So maybe these will be the next that I read after everything. Next up, we have The Shadow of the Wind, written by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. And this is one of those Spanish classics that I have seen forever in a year, but for some reason I never picked it up for myself. But somebody thought that it was about time that I tried it out for myself. So thank you, Otzi, for sending this to me. I don't even know what this is about. I just know that so many people love it, and so many people are upset that the author never finished this series, which is kind of scary because I hate unfinished series, but I still feel like I can appreciate the first book on its own without necessarily having to finish the entire series. And it takes place in Barcelona. I love Barcelona. A city slowly heals from its war wounds, and Daniel, an antiquarian book dealer's son who mourns the loss of his mother, finds solace in a mysterious book entitled The Shadow of the Wind. Oh my goodness. Okay. An epic story of murder, madness, and doomed love. That sounds way more fun than what I was thinking. I thought this was just like, I don't even know what I thought this was, but that sounds a lot more like high stakes than I thought it was going to be. It sounds a lot more intense and exciting. Okay, stop it. Yeah. Holy crap. Okay. And it has less than 500 pages, so it's definitely doable. And I also just love how floppy it is. I'm sorry. I need to give this book points for its floppiness because some books are just not doing it. Some books just don't understand the floppy vibe, but this one definitely does. And I really appreciate you for that. So yeah, this is another book in my TBR that I recently got, I think in the past 2 months, but actually the past 3 months because I got it before I left for Europe. Next up, we have Your Absence is Darkness, written by John Kalman Stephenson. This is a gorgeous cover also. Like, I have never seen something so beautiful. I'm low-key obsessed with it, and I'm not really sure what it's about, but this was a gift, and it was a really beautiful gift from Ellie. I opened up this package and I was so confused because I was like, I don't recognize this book. I don't know what this is about. I've never seen it in my life, but the way that Ellie talks about it made me really excited to give it a chance. And I haven't given it just yet because obviously I haven't picked it up just yet, but I am really excited to read it. Even though I have no idea what it's about, but I do love beautiful prose. I love beautiful writing. I love a beautiful story. Oh, I really want to read it. Okay, wait, maybe let's read the first sentence and see what's up. I don't know if this is the first sentence, but it's literally the first paragraph that I encounter when I first open the book. And it says, what matters and has a lasting effect on you, deep feelings, difficult experiences, trauma, intense happiness, hardship, or violence that cuts into your community or world can work its way so deeply into you that it's pressed into the genes, which then carry it from generation to generation, thus shaping those yet to be born. It's a law of nature. Impressions, memories, experiences, and setbacks are passed on from life to life, and in that sense, some of us exist long after we're gone, or even completely forgotten. So the past is always within us. It's the invisible, mysterious continent that you sometimes feel when you're half awake, a continent with mountains and seas that constantly influence the weather and the shades of light within you. Okay, if that's just like the opening paragraph, I am in for a ride. I am in for probably one of the most emotional and beautifully written rides that I will ever experience. And oh my goodness, I can't believe that I haven't read this yet because that paragraph literally gave me chills. I'm not even kidding. I want to stop the video and just start reading this immediately. Incandescent and elemental, hope-filled and humane. Your absence is darkness is a comedy about mortality, music, and the strange salve of time, and a spellbinding saga of death, desire, and the perfect agony of star-crossed love. I'm sorry. How have I not read this before? Ellie, I am so sorry. I have done you so dirty. I should have read this as soon as I got it. I will amend that immediately because this sounds gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. Before I go off the rails and just completely forget that I'm filming a video, let's continue because the next book, this is also probably one of the longest, if not the longest book that I currently own that I have not read, and it is Little Dorrit by Charles Dickens. This is another one of those books that when I got it in the mail, I was like, what is this? What is that? Like, what is that? That is a crazy amount of pages, Charles Dickens. Like, what do you mean? This has a total of 860 pages. So honestly, not the longest book that I own. Definitely have others. I mean, Don Quixote is longer than this one, but it just looked like, oh my God, what do you mean? That is a crazy amount of pages. And floppiness? No, thank you. She really said, I'm not about that life. But I have never seen Charles Dickens having this much to say. And honestly, I'm intrigued. I'm a little bit terrified, but I'm also intrigued. I have read my handful, a good share of Dickens's novels. I have never heard of Little Dorrit before, but it looks so interesting. Like the size, it's probably the most interesting thing that I can see right now, but I think it has to be a worthwhile story because somebody did send it to me. Somebody did think about me when they saw this book or when they read this book, and I really appreciate that. So the least I can do is give it a try and read it for myself, but also like the size, my dude, the size! Okay, next up, we have the books that I received in my last book haul that I posted. Actually, this one was a gift from Audrey. Let me double check. Yes, it is from Audrey. Okay, so Audrey sent me Breakfast at Tiffany's. I have seen Breakfast at Tiffany's, of course. I mean, there are very few people that have not seen that movie. And honestly, I watched it just like maybe 5 years ago. So if you haven't seen it yet, you still have time. It's okay. Like, we don't judge you for not watching very old movies in this channel, so it's okay. You can watch it if you want, and if you don't, you read the book. Maybe. This is also like a very minimal but very lovely cover as well. And I didn't know that Breakfast at Tiffany's was actually a novel first, so I was very excited to get this in the mail because, I learned something new, and I also learned that a movie that I really enjoyed, I can now enjoy in its original version. It is not long at all. I think it has less than 150 pages. 142 pages. Okay, I said a less than than 150. So maybe I should like participate in one of those games where you have to guess how many pages a book has, because like I did that. Less than 150 for sure. So these are the ones that I bought for myself. The very first one is Giovanni's Room. And I just love this cover. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what this book is about, but I have seen so many people recommend it to me. So of course I had to buy it for myself. I had to experience it for myself and see if everybody's recommendations were on point, because I've just heard, again, incredible things about this book. A young man finds himself caught between desire and conventional morality. Like, yes, give me all of the conventional morality. Give me a man struggling with what's right and what he wants. Give me a man that has inner struggles and mental strives. Like, I want all of that. And I feel like Giovanni's Room is definitely going to deliver everything that I'm looking for. And it's not long. This has less than 200 pages. Okay, it has 169 pages. Nice. This narrative delves into the mystery of love. I love that song by Sufjan Stevens. Mystery of love, and tells a deeply moving story that reveals the unspoken complexities of the human heart. Okay, yes, this is for me. I'm sorry, but like, say less, speak less. I mean, I bought this myself, so obviously I know what I was expecting from this book, but just rereading the back of this book, it just reignited my excitement for this. So yeah, Giovanni's Room, I'm coming for you. So this one I actually don't count as part of my physical TBR, but I do plan on rereading it, because when I first read Funny Story by Emily Henry, I read it as an ebook. So all of my annotations are on my Kindle, and I really want my physical copy to have all of the tabs, and also this spine is so pretty. Like, shut up. We need prettier covers. No, not covers, prettier spines. It doesn't count as part of my physical TBR, but I still need to read it so that this looks a little bit more like, you know, it's owned by me. So there we go. Funny Story. The next book that we have on this pile is, of course, The Iliad by none other than Homer. So, translated, of course, by Emily Wilson. I did read Emily Wilson's edition or translation of the Odyssey. Historically, or like based on the timeline, the Iliad does go before the Odyssey. Like, it does take place before the events of the Odyssey. But since I already know both stories, I didn't mind starting with the Odyssey, since my initial obsession was with Odysseus and his own epic journey, thanks to Epic the Musical, which of course I still love and adore. And I can't believe that he's working on the Iliad, like a musical for the Iliad now, Ilium. I'm just like, every time he shares an update with us, my life gains another 5 years in preparation for Ilium the musical. So I'm just very excited, and I'm really hoping, I mean, it's definitely going to happen. I really want to read the Iliad before Ilium so that I can properly appreciate the entire musical. The Iliad by Homer, it's definitely going to get read. Look at this cover though, like absolutely stunning. And it does get points for passing the floppy check. Not 100% though, but I'll give it to you. Okay, I'll allow it. Next up, we have The Lamb, written by Lucy Rose. And this was actually a recommendation from one of my patrons, because we were doing some Patreon reading sprints and they were reading this book, and whenever they updated it, or whenever they updated us on how the book was going, I was so intrigued and so fascinated by what they were saying. So I was like, I need to try this for myself. And since I have free will and I have my own adult money, I was like, nobody can stop me from getting myself my own copy of The Lamb. And it just sounds so good. It's like a contemporary queer folktale. Like, how can you say no to that? Literally, you cannot say no to this. This honestly just sounds like something I'm going to enjoy profusely. Like, yes, talk to me about the beauties and the horrors of girlhood. Talk to me about how the relationship between a mother and a daughter is one of the best and one of the worst relationships that you'll ever have to experience in your life. Like, give me those intricacies. Talk to me about the human condition. Tell me how hard it is to be a girl, but also all of the highs and lows. Like, I want it all. And I feel like this book is going to deliver that. And I am so excited. Dark, twisted, and utterly enthralling. Yeah, that is what I'm looking for. That is literally what I'm looking for. So The Lamb by Lucy Rose. Not sure how I feel about the cover, but honestly, it's growing on me. Like, I do love the color palette. I love the reds. I love the greens. I love the little fruits in the bottom and the flower. Like, yeah. Oh my God, it has teeth. I just realized it has teeth. Okay. See, it already grew on me. Next up, we have Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Goddess. This is book 2 in the senior year adventures, I believe. And I've always loved Percy Jackson, okay? Like, ever since I read it when I was a teenager, it was literally my introduction to Greek mythology. And I know that Greek mythology on its own is super fun, but this is like a nice, easy, accessible way to be introduced to Greek mythology. And maybe I would have found my way to Greek mythology on my own in due time, but thanks to Percy Jackson and Rick Riordan, I have so much love for all of the myths that I've been introduced to thanks to Rick Riordan. I have so many fond memories with this series, with Heroes of Olympus, with, you know, the first series of Percy Jackson, and to be back in this world with Perkabeth and Grover and Chiron and all the other characters that I know and love. It's just great. But I don't necessarily remember everything that happened in book 1. So maybe I need to look for like a little quick summary before I read this one so that I can fully, you know, appreciate this reading experience, because otherwise I feel like I'd be missing out on a couple of details. But that's doable. That's like for sure. Like, I can do that. Yeah. This one I low-key hate that I still have on my TBR, because this is an arc, and the official edition, or like the book has come out, and I have not yet read this because I did not take this with me to Europe. I thought I was coming back in 14 days. Turns out I spent 50 days in Europe. And so I still haven't been able to read Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, but I really, really want to. But honestly, if you think about it, it's kind of, you know, a good thing that I haven't read Catabasis just yet, because I have seen some people say that this book does reference the Divine Comedy quite a lot. Like, literally, these two students go to hell to save their professor. After reading the Divine Comedy, I'm going to be knowing a lot more about Inferno and Purgatory and the circles of hell. So I think that's going to come in handy when reading Catabasis. And maybe it was just for the better that I didn't take this with me to Europe, because now I will definitely be enjoying the reading experience a lot more. I'm going to be a lot more educated on the topic, and I'll be able to pick up on a lot more, you know, subtleties and little hidden nuggets, Easter eggs, if you will. So yeah, Catabasis. We are now down to my very last tower of unread books. Aww. Very sad, but also my throat is very happy about that. So let's get this started. The very last tower of unread books. The very first one we have here is the latest book that I have recently received, which was a gift from Allie. Allie, if you're watching, I love you. It is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This is a book that I have been craving. My bones, my spirit has been craving this book for so long, and I finally have my own copy, and I just know that this is filled to the brim with beautiful, insightful comments and just thoughts that Marcus Aurelius has had that will probably be extremely beneficial to me in my life and my current situation. And I think I'm definitely going to be taking a lot of life lessons out of this one. I really want to take my sweet time with this one, because I know that I'm going to appreciate everything that he has to say. And I just know it's going to be like a transformative experience. Oof, but it's so hard to stop. Okay, anyways, Meditations, definitely going to get read in this month. I said it here so you guys can hold me accountable if need be, but this book will be read this month because I need it. I need to heal my soul. Then we have The Gambler and Other Stories, written by Fyodor Dostoevsky, otherwise known as Daddy Dostoevsky. Yeah, Daddy Dostoevsky. This is one of those collections of short stories that I have not read yet, and I am so excited to get to, because I really need another Dostoevsky in my life. Like, it's been so long since I last read a Dostoevsky. It's time that I pick up another one, and this one my boyfriend got for me in Secret Kingdoms, which is an English bookstore in Madrid. So it has like double special meaning for me, like sentimental value, because one, it's Dostoevsky, too. My boyfriend got it for me. So yeah, very happy about this. These next 4 books my boyfriend got for me in one of my favorite videos that I've done this year, which is my boyfriend picks my TBR. And he picked out these 4 books for me to read. Let me just go through them one by one in case you haven't seen that video. Se tiene que morir mucha gente, written by Victoria Martín. He really wants me to read a book in Spanish, and this looks really fun. Like, honestly, very, very fun. Then we have a Marvel novel because he's a Marvel fan. And this is Breaking the Dark, which is a Jessica Jones novel. Yeah, a crime novel. So that's fun. What Are You Going Through by Sigrid Nunez. Again, another fun looking book, but also it looks like it's going to be a very emotional one, which I love and adore. And lastly, we have A Clockwork Orange, which is one of those classics that I've been dying to read for the longest time. So I was really thankful that my boyfriend got this for me because look at how short it is as well. It is so tiny. One of the tiniest classics that I own. This has less than 143 pages. That's crazy. This has 142 pages. That is so easy to read. And also it's such a small format. Like, my face is bigger than this. So those are the 4 books that my boyfriend got for me, and I was supposed to read them in the summer months, but that didn't happen. And that's okay because I am practicing being kind with myself. I won't put myself down for not reading those books when I was supposed to. I'll just take it as, you know, I'll have another opportunity to have even more fun in the coming months. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a fun 24-hour readathon. Next up, we have some manga, which I am very excited for. These I also got very, very recently, and they are The Promised Neverland Volume 1 and Nana Volume 1, which is probably like this. So many people want me to watch the anime and so many people want me to read the manga. Now I have a copy. Now I have Volume 1. And people are scared for my emotional well-being. They say that I'm going to suffer a lot, but I'm going to love these 2 characters or like this story in general. I mean, I'm also going to enjoy The Promised Neverland, but I know more about The Promised Neverland than I do Nana. So there we go. But we also have volumes 12 and 13 of Spy Family, which Spy Family has been a series that I have followed for years at this point, and I love every single volume. Definitely some more than others, but for me, it's one of those series that are just so fun and lighthearted, and you will always have a good time, guaranteed, especially if you watch the anime, because seeing these people, these scenes, these moments animated with the background music, with everything that's going on, it's just glorious. It's such a fun experience. So if you haven't read the manga, if you haven't watched the anime, 10 out of 10 recommend. Cannot wait to continue this series because I actually have no idea what's going on right now, so I would love to, you know, get up to date with this series because I genuinely love it. And then we have this new series that used to be really famous a couple of years back, and then everybody just stopped talking about it, but it's Goodnight Pum Pum Volume 1. When I first unboxed this, so many people were like, no, oh my god. And I don't know if it's because it's going to be traumatizing or it's just like really emotional. Like, I have no idea why people reacted the way that they did. But I'm excited to find out. I love the colors, I love the illustrations, I love the drawing style as well on the inside. Like, oh, this does have explicit content. There we go. I think that's the first time that I'm seeing that tag. So there we go. Learn something new. And then we have these 3 omnibus editions of Bleach. Oh my goodness. This was such an incredible gift from Alor. This is volumes 7, 8, and 9. Here we go. 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, and 15. I started my Bleach journey a couple of months back, and unfortunately I have not continued it, but I really, really want to, just as well as my fairy tale journey. So best believe that this is going to happen. I think it's about to rain. Like, I don't know if you guys realize that the sun is just nowhere to be seen. I love that though. That's so cozy. Anyways, both my Bleach and fairy tale journey will continue, especially now that I have these 3 omnibus editions, so I can just binge these 9 volumes of Bleach and just continue on with the story, which I really enjoyed the first couple of volumes. So literally the only reason that I haven't picked it up is because I haven't prioritized it, and that's on me. and that's gonna change. With over 30 unread books on my physical TBR, the very last one that I have here is Vinland Saga, the deluxe edition. This is book 7. Vinland Saga has been such an experience. It has been such a journey of character development. Like, these character arcs are like no other. You will never see such beautiful and transformative character arcs as the ones that Vinland Saga has. It's a beautiful story of self-exploration and this discovery of the self and understanding what's truly good and bad, you know, the true morality of life and coming to terms with your own mortality. And it's just so beautiful. It's amazing. It's one of the best journeys that I've ever gone through, like especially the manga. I did start the anime and it's really good, like for sure, but it didn't hook me. It didn't hook me as much as the manga did. So if I can recommend one manga to you guys today, it would be Vinland Saga. I'm sorry to all the other ones, like I love you all equally, but Vinland Saga definitely takes the #1 spot in manga recommendations today. Let's give it up for us. We did incredible today. So those are all of the unread books that I currently own that are now part of my physical TBR. I mean, we did it, folks. I really thought I was going to lose my voice for a little while there, but it's good. We were able to make it through every single book that I have not yet read. Considering the amount of new books that I've received this year, I think that this is a pretty good balance. You know what I mean? Do let me know if there are any books in this pile that you've read for yourselves and you really think that I would enjoy more than others. Please let me know in the comments below so that I can kind of do like this priority list and have a sort of order in which I'm going to be reading all of these books. Obviously, The Divine Comedy is going to be #1, but then like, what is the order? I need order and I need you guys to help me. So I would really appreciate some recommendations, some tips, tricks, if you have any, would love them. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it. I really needed this. Like, I've just been recovering from this illness, this sickness, and it hasn't been the best time. And I always feel so great filming videos and editing them and connecting with you guys. So I really hope that, you know, my excitement to make this video translated through the screen and you enjoyed it, because after all, that's really the only thing that I want. I want you guys to have fun and maybe even learn something, a thing or two, maybe, who knows. I do have a Patreon where I post exclusive content. I host readathons, reading sprints, and a monthly book club. We are currently reading V.E. Schwab's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. If you'd like to read that book together, I would love to have you join. I really do hope you enjoyed watching me talk about all of my books in my physical TBR. Let me know how many books you have in your physical TBR. No shame here. You can have 500, you can have 10, you can have none. No judgment. I just really want to know, because I feel like that's a really interesting discussion, and maybe we can work together to kind of prioritize what books we're going to be reading for the last 4 months of 2025. I love you guys very much. I hope you're doing well. I hope September has been treating you kindly, and I will definitely be seeing you next time. Bye bye.
Hey Jimmy, you nice. Keep going.